was just a little white table, but it brought tears of pride to my Uncle John's eyes. The Veterans Day, he stood by it, set for one person, even though nobody would be eating at it.
My country, 'tis of thee.
It was just a little white table, but earlier that day, Mama had told Gretchen, Samantha, and me the little white table we were setting for Veterans Day was just like the ones that have stood across America in the dining halls of the Army, Navy, Marine Corps, and Air Force since the Vietnam War ended. These tables honor the men and women who have served in America's armed forces, especially those missing in action, or MIAs, and those held prisoner of war, or POWs.
Sweet land of liberty.
It was just a little white table, but it felt as big as America when we helped Mama put each item on it, and she told us why it was so important. We use a small table, girls, she explained first, to show one soldier's lonely battle against many. We cover it with a white cloth to honor a soldier's pure heart when he answers his country's call to duty. We place a lemon slice and grains of salt on a plate to show a captive soldier's bitter fate and the tears of families waiting for loved ones to return.
We put an empty chair to the table for the missing soldiers who are not here.
We lay a black napkin for sorrow and captivity, and turn over a glass for the meal that won't be eaten, she says. We place a white candle for peace. And finally, a red rose in a vase tied with a ribbon around it for the hope that all of our missings will return someday. Mama finished speaking just as sunlight spilled on the table and filled the overturned glass. It was just a little white table, but it suddenly made me want to burst with a feeling I couldn't explain when Mama told us how much our setting the white table would mean to Uncle John. Then she told us something we didn't know. Our Uncle John, who gave us big bear hugs and spun us with airplane twirls, and called me his Katie girl, was a POW in Vietnam before we were born. It was just a little white table, but it gave us courage to ask Mama what happened to Uncle John in Vietnam. She quietly told us his story. When Uncle John served in Vietnam, he was sent on a rescue mission, and his helicopter was shot down beyond enemy lines. She began.
And he and his 3 crew members were taken prisoner. One crew member named Mike had serious wounds from the crash, but Uncle John and the other men tried to help Mike get better and persuaded a guard to bring Mike medicine.
Then one day, when a guard looked away, Uncle John and the others had a chance to escape, but Mike was still too sick to go. So Uncle John stayed behind because he wouldn't leave a fellow soldier alone, so far from home.
But how did Uncle John get free, we asked Mama. Sometime later, Uncle John had another chance to escape again. And he was able to bring Mike with him, carrying him on his back. He collected just enough rainwater and big leaves to keep them alive until Uncle John found an American infantry unit to help him. But even though Uncle John did everything he could to bring Mike home alive, Mike's wounds were just too serious and he died before the rescue helicopter landed.
know that Mike was only 20 years old and he dreamed of playing football, but he loved America enough to give his life for his country and duty called. And I know how much Uncle John loves America too, but he learned from helping Mike that a soldier risks his life for a fellow soldier because the best of your country lives inside every man and woman who would lay down their life for you too.
It was just a little white table, but it needed words of gratitude like Mama's Thanksgiving meal. So before Uncle John arrived for dinner,
Gretchen and Samantha and I decided to put 3 gifts of our own on the table to honor our veterans.
Gretchen colored pictures of all the items on the table, and Samantha wrote out the words of My Country 'Tis of Thee as a tribute song. But I didn't know I, a 10-year girl, could ever put on the table that was important as these veterans' gift of feeding to me.
It was just a little white table, but I looked at it all dinner long, and in the quiet inside me, I could almost hear the silent soldiers in the empty chairs saying,
Remember us, please. We are real people just like Sean and Brett. We love families and friends, and some dreams of our own. Protect our birthright of liberty and disappear. As easy as sunlight through glass.
It was just a little white table, but he took my words away when I hugged my Uncle Joe goodnight. I just wanted to thank him for serving our country so bravely, so I just hugged him even harder and told him I loved him.
Uncle John hugged me back even harder than I had hugged him. And that's when I knew what I could put on the table. My promise to put the words from my heart into a little book about America's white table. And in the book, I used Gretchen's pictures, Samantha's song, and Mama's story about Uncle John and his friend Mike, because I hoped that everyone who read it would set a white table on Veterans Day too. So the brave Americans, the little white table honors won't ever feel forgotten by the country they love so much. Then in the salt on the little white table, I trace the grains of their family's tears, what each man and woman who serves America is to me, a hero. And that's when I saw the tears of pride in my Uncle John's eyes.
The Pride of Our Country by Roger Robichaud. Today, as before, our brave do fight, for a land they love, a flag so right. The pride of our country, yes they are, the strength of our nation best by far. Just as our brave from each war gone by, they march for us proudly, flag held high. From all over this land they come to serve. They're taught by the best, this they deserve. When troops give their all, the world does see, whether serving on land, in the air, or at sea. The pride from this country marched through war, with home-drawn strength held deep in their core. Our best are so awesome, their loved ones well know. May God guide their journey where they for us go. What these brave must have is support from their own, the love from their people, firm thankfulness shown. Our greatest achievement is that we're still free. Please take time and ponder who caused this to be. Thank you to all of you who serve for our country.